Mindfulness makes it possible to recenter as long as we give ourselves the opportunity to do it. So a lot of our work is about shifting the culture so that the leaders are practicing with the team in general, and so that there's the introduction of the pause, the encouragement of that shift so that people know it's a tool and then turn to the tool. That is really key.
We want to build a foundational understanding of once you start applying these practices for yourself and how you connect to the world, that inspires you to use that same type of awareness on the thing that is your profession. It's really meant to be, hey, here is another tool to add to your resource. Us including conversations and dialogues that are rooted in this understanding that we are people first, that all have our stresses, that all have our challenges, and we can share in space in which we are able to do practices that allow us to ease that tension, that allow the spaciousness for us to have open dialogue and conversations about what it is we're doing and how these aspects are related, will ultimately influence how we continue to build out this work culture. What have people heard about mindfulness, or what do people think mindfulness is? That's my first question for the group.
Self-awareness.
Awareness that arises in the present moment, on purpose, and non-judgmentally. Building and cultivating an awareness of myself and the way that I relate to the world and I engage with the world. If through building that awareness, we start to find things that stimulate us, that make us feel alive, that leave us feeling energetic or good in our body and good in our mind, then we have this potential, that space to lean in and do some more of that. Mindfulness doesn't necessarily look one way. So when we work to connect to what are the ways in which I genuinely connect to my practice, we start building that trust.
When we do partner with an organization, their specific needs inform how we deliver mindfulness teaching. So for every single person, we have individual ways that we can find a way to practice so that it benefits us and it benefits the people we interact with. For some of us, that might be related to sitting on a cushion, but for other people, it might be how we drink a hot beverage. It might be related to how we move. And so when we work with an organization to understand their needs, people are being introduced to the very specific form of mindfulness that is going to work best for them and their community. There's so many options.
We have this unique opportunity now to say, tell me about your community, tell me about what's going on, and let's talk about how we can incorporate and build an understanding of what mindfulness is and develop ways in which we can integrate it into the natural flow of your organization. And in this way, the collaborators, the people we get to work with, they are the masters of their fields, right? They know what it is that they're working with. And we get to talk and tailor really how this training or offering will look for the people in your organization.
The final 2 weeks are all about you really beginning to think about, how do I want to bring this into my community, my life, and my work life? And with that, it's very self-designed. So we don't want to be telling you how to do it in your department. We want you to be incorporating the information you receive and starting to think about how to bring it into the specific physical spaces you're in, the shaping the cultures that you have influence in. And the theme that I hear from everyone at the end when there's some sharing is this emphasis on community. There's a lot of emphasis on people saying, how do we build in time? How do we make time to acknowledge each other, celebrate, enjoy each other? Within American culture, very often, if we're using the word productivity, we mean grab as much coffee as you can, stay linked to everything, notification. There's a difference between that and a long view of a certain period of time and trying to determine, okay, what are our next right steps and how do I navigate between moments of stress and returning to that midline. And then this is the real challenge, and we will be honest, we experience it here at Copper Beech, being able to do that within a team. Because people interacting, right? We're interacting with each other's nervous systems. It's a constant challenge, and it's a welcome challenge because that's actually where the practice is.
And I think this experience is going to allow you to really appreciate each other and also appreciate the experiences that you do have. And this will also, I think, allow you to find safe space and time for yourselves. You are in great hands. You're going to learn a lot.